Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today here at Storytime. We'll be diving into this great story that I have here, and it is God Speaks in Whispers, and yes, He does. We have co-authors Mark and Summer unfolding this great thing that God does, and it's something that we can cherish because this is something He can do anytime, all the time. And illustrations that we got to see here is by Benedetta Capriotti, and I'm so glad that we get to share this time together to read this book. You know, the title here reminds me of the story in the Bible that talks about the Lord speaking to Elijah. Yes, and this is found in first book of Kings in chapter 19. Can I read with you guys here the 9th verse, and then we'll go on to the 14th verse. Okay, there he came to a cave, that's Elijah, and lodged in it. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him. And he said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He said, "I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people of Israel have forsaken your command, has forsaken your covenant, that is, thrown down your altars and killed your prophets with the sword, and I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away." And he says here too, in verse 11, okay, God says, and he said, "Go out and stand on the mount before the Lord." And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore the mountains and broke in pieces the rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, the sound of a low whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his cloak and went out and stood at the entrance of the cave. And behold, there came a voice to him and said, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" He said, "I have been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people of Israel have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, and killed your prophets with the sword, and I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away." Now, as we go on to verse 18, we'll see here, yet God says, "I will leave 7,000 in Israel, all the knees that have not bowed to Baal, and every mouth that has not kissed him, not have worshipped any idols here. I will leave those people alive," as he plans to use someone here, and Elijah is going to anoint them to put to death the rest. And so here it is. This story in the Bible helps us remember that God speaks in whispers, and that is powerful. Form as God ultimately speaks to us, and we get to hear his voice, and we feel like we have that true communication with God, and that is certainly something we all want and need. Okay, so here it is. Big sound, little sound. Where in the world is God's voice found? Okay, so here's a family, and I think they're expecting here a new addition to their family. And so right now they're taking the moment to enjoy the blessing to come. And they're getting so excited here and just thinking of their future with this one. Okay, can you hear God crashing in the waves? Can you hear him echo in the caves? Well, maybe we can, because we know that from our Bible story. And yes, can you hear God crashing in the waves? Some kind of noise of some sort that God is amidst all of the waves of the ocean. Maybe we can hear God. Okay. Do you hear him when a bird chirps, or when your sister slurps? Can you hear him on top of the mountain, or even at the drinking fountain? Maybe. I mean, I'd say yes. Okay, these are times that we can hear God. We can hear God because what it is just tuning into his presence of our Heavenly Father, who wants to be here for us and wants us to just draw near to him, have that communion with him. Okay, and do you hear God's voice when you're feeling sad? Or perhaps when you're a little mad, this boy right here is feeling down about something. There are these sisters, they look like they're upset, and they're upset about something quite a bit here. Oh man. Well, I think we could hear God during these times, yes, as well. And God speaks through stars that shoot through the sky. God speaks in whispers as soft as a sigh. Okay, so this is more of a visual that we see at night. This is more a visual during the day, and we're looking at something so delicate like a flower, kind of blowing away. Yes, we hear God in both of these times. Okay, and why is God whispering so you barely hear? It's really quite simple. You have to get near. Just like a grandma talking sweetly to her granddaughter before bed. Sort of like grandma who gives you a hug or tucks you in bed all nice and snug. God whispers down deep to the depths of your heart. I've been with you from the very start. Hey, so I'm here, I'm with you, I've known you, I've created you, I love you, and I want the best for you, so lean in close to me. God speaks through his word so you know what is right. God speaks in dreams by day and by night. So he speaks through his word, the Bible, so you have a guide of what's right, what's wrong, what's dark, what's light, and what's true, what's not true. God speaks right in the dreams that you have. Not every dream, but there are dreams God speaks through. And you'll sense that, you'll feel that, you'll know that, okay, with all your might. And what's here? The mountain peaks. God speaks through nature like a big blue glacier. There they are. He'll speak like a mountain just grew. It just came in front of you. It just appeared. It's a sight to see and a sight you can't miss. And over here, God speaks through family and friends and so much more. Sometimes right in the middle of a chore, you're both at the same time if you're doing chores with your parent. Just like waves that speak for the ocean, or friends who make quite the commotion, okay? Loud, quiet, fun, thrill, excitement, being silly. These are times God speaks in us. Again, it's a feeling his presence, knowing that he cares, he's here, he's there. So let us be comforted with this communication we have with God. God points the way for you to go. God whispers things you need to know. He says what is true, that you can be you, even in all of your hullabaloo. So you're playing with the friends, you're being silly, you're taking the time to build friendships, build godly friendships, build, learn, grow, have fun, learning in a fun environment, in a safe environment, in a very open to everybody's ideas, environment, and being able to let everyone feel that they can speak whatever they have on their mind, so then we could address these things. So it's like an open environment, okay? So here they are, they're being free, they're enjoying their friends, and they're getting to know each other. And late at night, after you close your eyes and long before it's time to rise, God is present. God is waiting. God is even recreating. Who sees the butterflies here? And she has pet butterflies that she's keeping. Okay, so God can recreate you from what you were, where you were, to where you could be. So let God recreate in our lives. For that recreation is a beautiful transformation. We just can't even foresee but it's there. It's going to happen with God. God makes all things possible. So when you wake up to a world that's spinning, jump out of bed, get dressed, start grinning. For God's whispers in your smile, a smile even bigger than a crocodile. Who sees the happy calendar? Yes, let us smile. Be joyful. Let that come out so that it's unusually comforting, unusually undeniable, undeniably the glory of God that's coming out of our lives, our joy, our feelings, and our state of being, because it just points upwards to our Heavenly Father, and that's where it's coming from. Some days are filled with lots of fun, like running and jumping and playing in the sun. Lots and lots of fun, as you can see here. Okay, a day in the park swinging. Who loves swinging? Swinging is so much fun. You can do that. You can close your eyes while you do that. You guys can feel like you're flying. You can do that for hours. What a great time it is to just feel the breeze in your ears, and to also hear God's whispers, your thoughts. You could communicate through your thoughts, your quiet time, your feeling being one in nature with God. This is great. And Mom tickles your tummy, makes you giggle until you let out a great big giggle. So spending time with family here and just enjoying each other's company. Wow. But even on days that aren't so good, days when you don't feel heard or misunderstood, or understood, you don't feel that way. Well, your feelings, they matter. Even if they're all mixed up like pancake batter, God wants you to know that He knows, He cares, He's there, and it's okay. Whatever you're feeling, let's get through it. Let's get through it, and we'll make it out here. I'm comforting you here for this truth. God is speaking rain or shine. God is loving all the time. Remember that God is still right here listening to every single prayer. Okay, He's there. He cares. God will listen to our prayer. He wants us to talk to Him. What's on our mind. Why? So that we feel that there is someone who cares. Okay, we have that connection. We have that receptiveness of God. So here, as we turn to the next, I see here a front cover. Above all else, know this is true, that God is singing all around you. Okay, so He's singing through the grass that moves because of the wind, because God has created that wind. Through all of these things, through all of creation, God is singing. God just has this beautiful sound. And what is He saying in that voice, still and small? That you, my dear, are His favorite of all. Encouraging you to be the best you can be, because there's no one like you. No one like you. So this is what we get to meditate on. Okay, to think that God loves us in that way, in that deep way. Okay, I love the stars here. A night scene to end the story. God speaks in whispers. Yes, He does. He's speaking to us, especially if we speak out to Him and reach out to Him first. He wants us to do that, okay? And He wants us to just enjoy His presence and listen to His voice, just like we want to do that with our friend and our family, and just we're able to just be getting all of the good, like, advice and good encouragement and word and truth that will just fill us, fill our voids, our souls, feeds our souls. It gives life to our imperfect, shattered clay bodies. Okay, now let God's glory shine and we will be beautiful. Okay, give all the glory to Him. Continue to seek Him. He will speak to you, and it's something that we can all get attuned to. Okay, so you guys, I'm so glad that we got to spend this time reading here Batterson's story here, beautiful illustrations. Let us be encouraged today that whatever unrest is going around us, and people being focused on certain things, like this cause, this movement, all sorts of things that are events in this world. Yes, they're going to continue to happen. We know that. But let us continue to lean closer to our friend who is our lovely Savior, who knows the whole story. Okay, let us lean to Him. Let Him be the guide, our solid foundation, and our source of comfort, joy, peace, and also strength. Okay, so you guys, take care. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Take care out there. I'll see you guys next time. God bless. Bye.